Stubbornly high inflation, a series of rate hikes, slowing growth, and also a string of scams. Clearly, these are tough times for policymakers, and who better than Dr. Montek Singh Ahluwalia, Deputy Chairperson of the Planning Commission, to talk all about it. Thank you so much, Dr. Ahluwalia, for being with us here on NDTV.
Nice to be here.
Let me start first by talking about inflation, or the price rise issue that's been rocking Parliament. And you've got Yashwant Sinha even coming out and saying, if growth comes with inflation, we don't want it.
Well, I think clearly nobody wants to have growth with inflation. The objective always is to go for a higher growth path and to manage it in such a way that inflation is within tolerable levels. But you know, this doesn't mean that if you just want to have lower inflation, the thing to do is to kill growth. I mean, that's completely wrong.
Right, but would you agree with the opposition's charge that the government seems to have failed in its motive of controlling prices?
You know, inflation has been a problem, and I think it's true that it turned out to be a more difficult problem than we anticipated. I mean, certainly
Why is that so? Why is that?
Yeah, first of all, it's not a purely Indian problem. Actually, if you look at almost any financial paper today, globally,
right,
they will tell you that in emerging markets, inflation is picking up. It's a big problem in China, it's a problem in India.
But we've known about this, and we've been trying to address this. In fact, when we spoke earlier, say a couple of months ago, even in Davos, again you had made a prediction that yes, inflation would come down to 5%, 6% levels. But these have just been tall promises. We've not seen any action, and it's clearly not reflecting in the numbers as well.
Well, it's absolutely true that inflation has not been reduced as quickly as many of us had hoped, certainly me. Let me tell you what I think the government has to do. It's totally clear that if you want to control inflation, you must put the fiscal deficit of the central government, and of course also the state government, on a kind of controlled path.
And that doesn't seem to be happening.
Well, that's not true, because as far as the budget is concerned, I mean, the finance minister has indicated a significant reduction in the fiscal deficit. This year, he's asserted that there will be a further reduction in the next 2 years, and he's going to bring it down to 3% 3 years down the road. I would still say that as of now, there's a very good chance in the next 6 to 8 months that you'll certainly see it's already coming down. What you're not going to see in a very short period is that it's down to 6% or something like that.
So Dr. Rangarajan saying inflation will remain at 9% levels till about October is something that you would agree with as well?
Well, I haven't done a month-by-month analysis, but let's put it this way. Bringing it down, what we originally said, 6%, that's not going to happen until October.
Let me just quickly talk about the RBI rate hikes before we get down to talking about growth numbers. Were you a little surprised with the 50 basis point increase that we saw last week? Everyone, including the industry, terming it as highly aggressive.
Yes, because I think the general expectation was that he would raise the rates, but probably 25. He would do 25 basis. Nothing stops the governor from lowering this rate in 3 months' time.
NDTV's cricket app, Android and iPhone, fastest scorecard, special analysis, and much more. Download free. NDTV.com/apps.